Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. I'm Mary Felling, physical therapist, and today I'm going to be showing you 2 muscle strength exercises and a myofascial release technique. These together will help target the problems behind the piriformis pain syndrome. So if you're someone who's having sciatica, if you're having hip pain, you're having piriformis pain, this video is for you. So we're going to do all of these things lying down. All you're going to need is a pillow. And the first one we're going to get onto our back. So lie on your side, roll to your back like a log. Always take care of your body whenever you're working on yourself and practice good body mechanics. Okay, in this first technique, you're going to take your pillow and put it between your knees. This is for strengthening the VMOs. It's a really important muscle that is that becomes weak actually as we age, just because we're in prolonged sitting periods and because of our flexion postures, we're always bent over things. These tend to get weaker, but when these get weaker, the piriformis has to work harder. So these are, when we get these strong again, the piriformis gets to relax a little more. So we're going to do 3 sets of 10. Squeeze that pillow. Here we go. We're starting. We're going to do 2 in a row. And I've got that pillow squeezed all the way out and back. We're going to take a short break after those 2. And we're going to go again. Squeeze really hard. Feel the inside of your thighs working. Going to do 2 in a row. Stop. There's 4 total. We're going to take that short break. Always let the muscle recover. And again, squeeze. We're going to do a total of 10 this way. There's number 5, number 6. Relax. Go back in. 2 in a row. And I'm not rushing through these. I'm just in a nice pace. And relax. That was 7 and 8. Here's our last. Squeeze for number 9 and 10. Squeeze as hard as you can. You'll feel this. That's the whole idea. Get these muscles activated. All right, after that set of 10, we're going to take a little bit longer break, maybe about a 10-second break, just to let the muscle recover, reoxygenate, so that it has that oxygen so it can make some nice muscle contractions for the next 2 sets. If you're in pain especially if you're in pain, don't continue doing these. But if you feel like you're exhausted from what we just did, take a break. That's maybe where you start. For the rest of you, we're going to do the next set. That's 1 and 2 of 10. Take that short break. Here we go again. 1 and 2. That was number 3 and 4 of this set of 10. All right. Remember to squeeze hard. You're compressing the entire time. There's 5 and 6. Nice and controlled movement. Back is flat through all of these. You're not arching your back. That might put a little strain in it. If you find you can't do these without arching your back, put a little rolled towel underneath your low back and press that. It'll give you that nice contact reminder to keep your back flat. All right, we're taking that break after that set of 10. We're going to do 1 more set of 10. And you'll feel your heart elevated. Here we go. You might feel your heartbeat raising, your breath increasing, because you're doing good exercise. The nice thing about these are very therapeutic exercises. So the likelihood of improving is great. It's not like going to the gym and saying, okay, I'm just going to do a bunch of quad exercises and not knowing if you're doing too much. So you're strengthening without fear of injury. All right, we've got 2 sets left in this set of 10, this final set of 10. I believe that was 7 and 8. And here's your number 9 and 10. Okay, take a breather. Go ahead and put that pillow underneath your head. And you're going to turn to your side. And we're going to work on another exercise, a muscle group called the gluteus medius. And the gluteus medius also tends to weaken as we age. And it's, again, just due to being in poor positions or prolonged poor postures over prolonged periods of time. But when this muscle weakens, again, that poor piriformis has to overwork. And part of the piriformis syndrome is these weak muscles. So we're going to strengthen them. Your knees are bent. The soles of your feet are in line with your back. So I'm not up here. I'm not back there. My knees are bent so that these soles of the feet, I could put a board against them, and that board would be right against my back. And a clamshell looks like this. So we've started our count. You're just opening that leg and closing just like a clamshell, opening and closing. We're going to call that 4. And again, these are going to be 3 sets of 10. If at any time you're in pain, just stop. Don't do them. But you will feel that you're contracting here, and this will get nice and tight. All right, let's do one more. Call that a set of 10. Take your short break. Let the muscle recover. We're going to do a total of 3 sets of 10. Here we go again. And 2, 3, 6. We've got 3 more. 8, 9, and 10. Good. And when you're doing this exercise, don't let yourself roll back. You want to keep your hips stacked on top of each other so that just the leg is moving and not the hip. Here we go on that 3rd set. 2, 3. You can even put your hand here to help you know that you are keeping your hips on top. We'll call that 6, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. If you're feeling some burning, that's great. You've done a good job. That's our 3 sets of 10. So let's go on to this myofascial release technique I've been talking about. All right, so you're going to be on your back. And you're going to take one foot and put it over the thigh of the other leg. And the top leg is the side where you're having your pain, whether it's sciatica pain, hip pain, the piriformis, tenderness and bruisey feeling. That leg comes on top of the opposite knee, and then you bring that bottom thigh up towards your chest just till you feel a nice stretch in that cheek where your piriformis is feeling sore, tired, achy, where your sciatica is starting. Now in this position, we're stretching right through the back of the hips. So the glute muscles, the piriformis is getting a nice elongation on it. But so some of you might feel it on the back of your thigh. And so your top of your hamstring is probably getting a nice elongation. And that's great. It's a bonus. All right, we've got our clock started. Here's your position. Make sure that the top leg is the leg of the piriformis pain side. You've got your hands underneath. So this is a wonderful myofascial technique for piriformis because the piriformis fascia, the fascia that runs inside the piriformis, becomes so tight from overuse and having to help out weak muscles. That's why we did those other 2 strengtheners for those muscles as they become weak. This poor piriformis is taken over for them. And so it gets tighter. Stretching, traditional stretching, does not affect the fascia. So you might be doing stretches for the piriformis, but if you're not including a fascial release, then the pain and the problems and the stiffness come back. And so sciatica returns, painful hips, your painful stiffness in your hip returns. So when you address the fascia, and what we're doing is called the myofascial release. Myo means muscle. So we're addressing both the muscle and the fascia of the piriformis. Traditional therapies will just only address the muscle. So when you address only a muscle, in this case the piriformis, and you're not addressing the fascia in it, the tension in the fascia just pulls the muscle right back into tension too. So there's really never any complete recovery. There's short-lived recovery. and you're going back again to see the physical therapist 2 months later for the same thing you saw them for the last year. So when we address the fascia, it also will start eliminating repetitive and repetitive trips to the orthopedic surgeon, your therapist, or your chiro, whoever you're going to for relief. So I'm putting this myofascial technique at the end instead of the beginning. Most of you are used to doing your stretches at the beginning of your routines, and that's true. That's how we were taught. But when you work out, after a workout, and you do your stretches, your traditional stretches, you're helping the fascia, you're helping the muscle. But what's happened after a workout is the fascia has become tighter. So when we're doing myofascial work like you are now, we do the workout, the core stuff, the hard strengthening things first, then we relax the fascia afterwards, which also relaxes your muscles. So now you're walking around with ease in your hip, less pain, less tension against the sciatic nerve. So you could get permanency to the changes. And by the way, you want to do this for the next 14 days in a row. So here we are at the end of 3 minutes. You want to do these for the next 14 days in a row. Most of my patients will tell me after the 4th or 5th day of working on themselves, they feel relief. They'll say, you know what, there's less pain. Oh, I can get on and off my bike better. I'm walking with less pain. I can climb the stairs now without that sharp sciatica down my leg. And then continue, though, for 14 full days every day. And after that, go to twice a week or so. But you want to make sure to get 14 days of your myofascial technique in to really make a difference and get permanency to those changes. So you're not slipping back. That's the difference with traditional therapies. When I was doing orthopedics and sports medicine, we'd stretch a muscle, but we never included the fascia. We never addressed it. And then I found once I started addressing the fascia with all of my patients with pain, absolutely started getting those changes and permanency to those positive changes. This is one of many videos that I bring onto my channel every week. If you'd like to, if you haven't already done so, I invite you to subscribe to my channel so you get more of these great videos to help you relieve pain and maintain that pain-free lifestyle that you want, that you deserve. If you're feeling a lot of burn in your hip or you're tensing or you're holding your breath, this is too much, back off a little. And you might be one of those people who have to start here because this is just too much for you. And that's fine. After a couple of days, you'll find you'll be able to come up like this. All right, we're coming up to the end of the 5 minutes. You're welcome to stay and do another 6 or 7, go to 6 or 7 minutes. You'll just get more releases and more relief from the technique. Do your other side too, and you'll find that your hip and your back will really thank you for it. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you in our next video.